Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for today's video. This is this week's question and answer video I do every single Monday. Who has a Halloween hangover from Halloween? Too much candy? Do you have kids? Did you eat all your kids' candy? Did you go trick or treat and act like a kid? Hopefully it went well. Hopefully it wasn't triggering, traumatizing, abusive, hopefully a little peaceful. So I do this every single week. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the channel. Please ask me questions. Ask me anything you want. Right down below in the comment section. A little slow today, sorry. Ask me anything and just come back for the next video for my answer. Let me know what you think of my answer. If I missed your question, I'm sorry. If I misunderstood it, I'm really sorry. Please ask me again, okay? I don't miss them on purpose. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes I don't understand your question. Sometimes you can't understand my answer. So please ask me anything. Repetitive questions are good. Stupid, bad questions, there's no such thing. Only stupid, bad answers. All I ask is please tell us your location. If you could, please, I'd appreciate that. So would other people. We kind of like to know where you are. We like to know that this stuff isn't just me. I'm not the only one suffering. Other people are suffering, and this stuff's going on all over the world. Okay? Another thing I ask is please, if you could, if you haven't already, please consider signing a petition that I started. Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. It's the number one reason why young people are taking their lives today. And it's growing rapidly. So if you could just follow the petition link right down below. It's in the comment section. It's in the description box. Ask me for it if you don't know. Look at change.org/stopbullies. You can find it there. And just sign it. It's everyone around the world. You don't have to pay anything, do anything else. Just, yes, I support it. If you want to do something else, you can share it with someone else. Thank you very much. Let's get into the questions. There's lots of good ones. And there's a lot of them, so I'm going to try to be a little fast today. I don't want videos to be very, very, very long. Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. The longer I am away from my parents and starting to learn how to take care of myself, the more I recognize how little they equipped me to be able to take care of myself. If any of you watching this video believes that you have not been neglected or abused in your childhood, I'd like to challenge that. I think that if we are neglected and abused in adulthood, it's because we were in childhood, period. There might be some rare medical condition or something in our brains that may make us be abused later when we were never abused before. I don't know, never heard of one, never seen anyone, never, I mean, of the hundreds of people I've helped, I've always been able to pinpoint exactly where the abuse and neglect was. It's easy for me. It might be very difficult for most of you, but it is extremely clarifying. It can be very beneficial to know what we didn't get, because that's what we need. If you have dysfunctional relationships now, your needs aren't being met in them. And if they're not, you probably weren't in childhood. And if we're still doing this since childhood, having a relationship without our needs met, then we still don't know how to have a good relationship where we meet each other's needs. And it could start right there, back in childhood, where I didn't have them met. Understanding that, healing from that also, and saying, this is what I need now. Now I know. And thank you, Emily. Cowboy No Horse from South Florida. Or just, sorry, Cowboy from South Florida. Hi, Cowboy. I got out of a relationship with a borderline girlfriend 5 months ago. No contact ever since. I started therapy and depressants. Probably antidepressants. I doubt that they wanted you to be depressed. Attend CODA meetings, and I'm drug and alcohol free. That's awesome. Still feeling crappy, but getting better every day. Good. Spending time with family and friends is my salvation. Totally good. Forcing myself to get out and try to enjoy life. When does the discomfort end? Not dating for at least a year. So, you started therapy. You're taking, oh, it does say antidepressants. I'm sorry. And you're attending meetings. And so I guess the relationship ended 5 months ago. I don't know how long you've been getting help for. When does the discomfort end? I'm sorry, Cowboy. I can't tell you that, obviously. I don't think your therapist could tell you that. Knows you a lot better than me. What's important is that you are getting better, and that's something that's really good to track every day, guys, because we are not aware of ourselves too much after relationships like this. And we cannot be aware that we're actually getting better. And we could have a real bad day one day and think that we're just getting worse. And that's why it might be good for you guys to maybe just chart yourself, your healing every day. You could just, date a feeling, why I feel that way, and rate yourself. See yourself getting better every day. That's encouraging. It's hopeful. I can't tell you when the discomfort ends. Typically, if you still feel just as bad as the day the relationship ended, still after a month or two, they say that's PTSD. That can continue for the rest of your life, or it can end very quickly. Most of it, not all, most of it is what you're doing, not doing. Talking and therapy is number one. It makes no sense to do all these supplemental things and exercise and give yourself tons of years and stuff and just not do what you're supposed to do. Talk, therapy, just talk about it. So that's it. Just talk about it. That's what heals it, number one. Writing, number two. Many other things. Gardening, cooking, creativity, artwork, meditating. But I guess I ask most people, what are you doing, right? You told me some things here you're doing. Be very aware, everybody out there, when you hire a professional to help you, whatever it is, psychologist, psychiatrist, a therapist, a coach, whoever you hire to help you must be the absolute help you need. Anything less than that can actually be more damaging. And we want progress, right? If I'm not getting better in 5 months and I'm writing it down and I'm like, I'm still a 4, 7 months later, we're not getting better. That's not the help you need. Make sense? If we're not at least getting better, it's not the help we need. We need something more. So just be aware of that for you, particularly cowboy. If you've been seeing someone for 5 months, if you're not any better, it may not be the help you need. But you are saying you're getting better every day, okay? So maybe soon the discomfort one. I hope the discomfort is getting better, right? Is it getting better? You see? It sounds like you're doing what you're supposed to, so that's good, and it's working, and you're getting better every day. I couldn't tell you when it's all, but 63 days from now at about 2 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry, I can't tell you. There is none. There is no way to tell anybody. There's no graph. There's no typical. Really, there's none. We all have different brains. We all have different experiences. We react differently, and we do different things to heal. I mean, so much going on, right? Just make sure you're getting the help that you need. That's what's important, and that you're getting better every day. Thanks. Oh boy, I'm gonna mess this name up. Should I even try? I've had from Hanover region, Germany. I've taken 2 years of German, so I know it fluent. Just kidding. But I've never seen or heard this name, and it almost doesn't seem German. Maybe you're from somewhere else. I'm going to try. Antje. Antje? A-N-T-J-E. Let me know. Sorry if I messed it up. It does not stop hurting, but gathering knowledge about cluster Bs starts to set me free a tiny little bit. Thank you for your help. Talk to somebody, okay? I promise you, videos are not what heals us. I don't care if they feel a little better. Usually they're just replacing the void that we lost. We're trying to make a little sense of our experience. That helps, okay? But that is not what the most important part of healing is or significant, and this is not how we do it. I'm not telling you not to watch them. I understand. Believe me, I do. I understand, right? This is what I do. It helped me. Talk to somebody, okay? And I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Dan from Nebraska. Hello, Dan. It occurs to me certain BPD individuals appear to be influenced heavily by others around them. Have you observed this? Well, I talked about it in the video you just commented on. Did you see that part? And I have made multiple videos about this, directed at more borderline and histrionic. I think I made a video recently about this. Sorry, I can't refer you to it, Dan. But yes, you're correct. You're correct. You said certain BPD individuals because I cannot even explain. I'm not really going to go into it much, but anything I say, the second I say borderline, not me, not all. Yeah, so it's just obviously not all. Certain, okay, everyone out there, certain individuals appear to be influenced heavily by others around them. Yeah, way more than certain. If you put human beings on a scale, who's easily influenced, you've got borderline and like histrionic, things like that at the very top. You would have low intelligence, but here's the big picture. Is influence is not as important as vulnerability. Someone that's, let's make someone dangerous, right? A predator is influential, right? And they're all out there, and I can't change them, and I can't run from them and hide from them and protect myself from them, except that I can not be vulnerable. My vulnerability may be to certain influential people like this. I need to know this and know and be aware and know what to do. Okay? But yes, certain BPD individuals appear to be and are very influenced easily by other people. Thanks, Dan. There's a couple more questions that get into this more. Hey, David. Susan from Minnesota. Hello, Susan. My question: I have survived every abuse imaginable. Sometimes I wonder if the betrayal of family, friends, church is worse than the actual abuse. Just wondering your thoughts. Thank you so much for being a voice for survivors. Thank you, Susan. There's different forms of abuse. I think they're all emotionally significant, unless they're not, but that would make them emotional abuse. And betrayal and abuse can be traumatic, right? Not all, right? Someone can call you the B word and you're okay. That's abuse. Maybe not traumatized. Maybe every day calling you names, okay? Yeah. But betrayal is the worst. It's the absolute worst. It's like children can handle trauma. Why? Because they have their parents there. Do you see that? I get this a lot. I get people that'll tell me some significant incident of trauma in their childhood, late teens, and they'll try to attribute that to the relationships they're having now. No. I don't care if your house burnt down when you were 12. That's not why you're dating psychopaths now in your 30s. No. It's because your house burnt down at 12 and your parents suck. Because your parents were also traumatized. They weren't there for you, didn't comfort you. That's why it's so traumatizing. Not because your house burned down. That may be traumatic at the time. Wow, big fire, had to run out, lost my stuff. Sure. But if I have two parents there meeting all my needs, I'm going to be okay. If not, I'm screwed. I will talk about this fire for 40 years, be traumatized by it. And I'll think that's why I'm doing this now and this now because of the fire. Sure, but if you had parents there to comfort you, reassure you, emotional connection, all these things, you'd be okay. Same with this. Because the family and friends and church, big one, abused you, and then they betrayed you and weren't there for you. No one there for you. Do you see that? It's the betrayal that's the worst. People that just turn on you like that is so traumatic. We may not understand it, can't program it, process it, accept it. Oh, shit. My life is flipped upside down. The world is not what I thought it was. Worst fucking thing you can do to anybody is betray them. Hit me, slap me, talk shit about me, steal from me. Don't betray me. I mean, those are forms of betrayal, aren't they? But yeah, tell me you love me, and then go tell my family I'm crazy, tell my friends I'm on drugs and beat you, tell my job, my boss that I steal from him, you know what I mean? And just trying to ruin my life. Evil. I think ghosting someone that you've told you love and you never will do that to them, doing that is pure evil. It's pure evil. That you convince someone that you love them and then you just boom. Last message, I love you. Next, nothing. That'll fuck someone up. I'm sorry, Susan. We can all heal from this. Hope you do. Marie Williams, we'd love to know where you are at. Next time, please let us know. Hi, David. Can you do a video about borderline personality disorder and stalking? I have, and I will do another one. Thank you. Elizabeth, don't know where you're from. Let us know your location, please. Tell us where you are at, everyone. Thank you. Older women with long hair are magical thinkers. Wow. No, I did not say that. In this video, the last week's Q&A, people wanted to know what, I was giving kind of descriptions about people that are magical thinkers, people that are easily influenced and believe things that aren't true that quick and easy, that are very vulnerable to very influential people. And I talked about younger, very common to be very alternative, piercings, tattoos, maybe green hair, weird clothing. And older women may tend to have long hair, maybe into, maybe kind of schizotypal, maybe dressed weird, lots of attention, say weird things. I did not say that older women with long hair are magical thinkers. Please, Elizabeth, tell me you know the difference. Please, everyone else. Do I make that difference when I talk about things? Because I was sitting there trying to describe what generalizing, stereotyping, easily influenced people. I wasn't talking about old women with long hair and saying they're all easily influenced. There are 100 million, billions maybe more older women with long hair that are not magical thinkers. But it's very common for older women that are magical thinkers to still have longer hair. These things are not even my opinion. I just agree with it. You can look it up. And then here's the next one. It's just like this. Often Tone Bula from New York. Did you just make the sweeping generalization that people with alternative style like tattoos and piercings are easily influenced? Did I? You're asking me? Do you not know? Are you not sure? LOL, bro. I laughed at you, not with you. Capitalized this time. Okay. I wasn't laughing when I said it, so obviously you weren't laughing at me. That's weird to say. Or you weren't laughing with me, so you were laughing at me. I get it. I don't care. And you're not sure. Well, I'll answer it for you. No, I didn't make a sweeping generalization that people with alternative style, like tattoos and piercings, are easily influenced. Do you really not understand that? Do you seriously not understand that there are a billion people, let's just pretend, let's say 100 million, with tattoos and piercings that I used to have on my ears that are not easily influenced? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying easily influenced younger people tend to have tattoos, piercings, green hair, weird clothing, say weird stuff. There's a huge difference. Please let me know, you guys, if you understand the difference. Please. I mean, if I can't say that, what are we going to do here? Isn't it good to just be able to talk about things sometimes without being censored and so like sensitive and yeah. I've never known, you obviously must have tattoos and piercings. I've never known anybody with tattoos that's so sensitive about them. I don't give a flying rat's ass shit what anyone thinks about my tattoos. They're not for other people, they're for me. And I understand sometimes people have tattoos they don't like and they want to get removed, they regret it, but holy shit. Most people with tattoos are not easily influenced. Doesn't that make sense? Stereotypes are stereotypes. You know why? Because they're true, or they wouldn't be a stereotype. Yeah? Please. I just get this so much. It's so splitting. And by the way, you're not saying your name, but you always leave nice comments. You've been very supportive. This is all it took for you to just switch on someone? because you're hypersensitive about your tattoos? Holy shit, man. I might have more than you. My last one was 4 years ago. I'm getting another one soon. Do you not? If I say some group of people tends to have shaved heads, am I saying that people with shaved heads are always like this? No. God, Jesus. How much more time? I'm not going to spend more time. But I would love to know what you guys think. Do I clarify enough? Do I give enough warnings? Not all. Not all. I swear I'm going to just call my channel Not All. Not all. And it's not like it's just one person every now and then that does this. It's constant. It's daily. It's on every video. If you're that sensitive, don't watch my videos. And I don't need people to tell me that I'm wrong, that I'm false, that I'm a front, that I'm a fraud, that I'm a psychopath. Every video, the same person. That's stalking. Leave me alone. Go watch the videos that you like that tell you that your toxic behaviors are great and wonderful and loving. If you want to live in an echo chamber and you can't look at yourself, go do that. I don't care. I am talking about people who abuse others because abuse sucks, doesn't it? But apparently, we all have to be careful of what we say about the abuser. Fucking amazing. Anyway, Victoria from the Bay Area. I've been trying to get used to my son leaving for the military. I know you have been. I had to take depression medication to deal with it. My question is, what happens when I stop the medication? Will I be depressed and addicted to pills? These pills are the only thing that keeps me from crying every day. I'm so sorry, Victoria. It's good they're working. Then is that what you're saying? Be aware. Are they helping? Are you sure that's what's helping? Know what's helping you and try to know what the pills are doing. I can't tell you, what's going to happen to you. I can tell you some typical things, okay? For one, these are not highly addictive, so don't worry about being addicted to them. Except that addiction is dependency, and we may be depending on these to feel better for a while. What typically happens when we stop taking antidepressants is a lot of people get very depressed for a little while, okay? It's nothing to be scared of. You're saying they're helping you now. That's what's important. I'd be really in tune with your therapy and always trying to get better. And just to let you guys know about antidepressants, because we're talking about trauma, and trauma tends to damage our receptors for the very, very essential chemicals we need to help us out of depression, like serotonin is one of them. And so a lot of times when people are traumatized enough, and I see this actually most frequently because that's who I'm dealing with, is the medication didn't help. It didn't do anything. They didn't feel anything when they started taking it. And I'm kind of like, well, are we okay? We're not really depressed? No. Okay. Do you want to keep taking them? I mean, what's the plan here? I read a comment today. I don't know if I read it or I'm about to. Someone was on it for like 4 years. It's like, geez, are you sure you need them that 4 years? What typically happens to the traumatized brain is the antidepressant does not work. There's the receptors are damaged from trauma, like alcohol does, things like that. And so they don't work. And then when the person stops taking them, nothing either. No depression at all. They know the difference taking them, being on them, or getting off of them. That's just typical. It's good to hear that they're helping you, Victoria. Come up with a plan. Be very aware with your therapist how long we're taking these for. What's the goal? And start just really working on yourself and depression, Victoria. Your son's doing what he wants to do. So tell yourself that. That's good. And you start focusing on you and what you want to do, okay? And you can plan for when your son's back or when you get to see him again. And I'm sorry this has impacted you so much. It's good that you're being a good mom and letting him do what he wants to do, no matter how bad it makes you feel. Oh, you got another question here. Victoria from the Bay Area. I was getting out of my Uber car and told the Uber driver, "You have a beautiful accent." He was from Africa. My friend responded by saying, "Stop flirting. You should have said you have a nice accent." Was she right? No. It's real easy when you say someone told me to do something. Should I? No. Never. Never. Someone asks you to do something, and then you consider it by checking with you first, going by what you need, what you want, how you feel, what you believe in and value, and protect yourself. That's what comes first. Then we can consider the option of someone we care about is asking us to do something or stop doing something. But we never tell someone what to do. Your friend is toxic? Absolutely. And if you want to flirt with someone, why can't you flirt with someone? Oh, don't say that. That's flirting. Well, maybe I wanted to flirt with him. Right? Maybe she doesn't like to, but guess what? You guys are different. So separate yourself, go blah, and we all have different things, and we're going to accept that about each other. And if she can't accept that about you, start wondering if you want to accept her in your life. But communicate and tell her. How did that feel when she told you that? That's what's important, Victoria. If it felt good, then it's not a problem. It must not felt good, did it? You didn't like it. How did it feel? Write down the feelings. The more and describe, not just I got mad. No, my blood was boiling. We don't judge people. We don't control people. We don't tell people what they should do and should have and shouldn't have and felt this and you shouldn't have felt that. Should have. All that's bullshit. Okay? We have free will. We're different. We have autonomy. Okay? So if you want your friendship to get better and her not to make you feel this way again, then you simply say, friend, you made me feel this, 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 and it was like this to my body, and I didn't like it. And then if she cares, she'll say, why? You'll say, oh, it was when you told me not to flirt with them to say this instead. I would rather you not tell me what to do. And if there's something that I did that made you feel uncomfortable, then you tell me how I made you feel uncomfortable. But please don't tell me what to do. And I liked what I did, and I'm going to do it again, if that's how you feel. Okay? Make your friendship better. Don't keep it secret how you feel. You've just told 1,000 people. So maybe you can tell her. Thanks, Victoria. Hi, David Willa from New Jersey. Hi, Willa. Good to see you always. Willa makes videos every now and then about crumble cookies, and if I watch them, I have to eat cookies afterwards. Can you explain what exactly is emotionally abuse? I kind of did a few minutes ago. We have different forms of abuse, don't we? We have verbal abuse, we have financial abuse, we have physical abuse, we have I don't know if I could say that, abuse. And then there's emotional abuse. But if all of that abuse feels bad, then it's emotional abuse. How can you sit there and abuse your wife and punch her and hit her every day and it not be emotional abuse too, right? How can I call you bad names and criticize you and tell you how bad you suck and ugly and all this stuff all day and that not be emotional abuse? Emotional abuse is I make you feel bad on purpose. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Thanks, Willa. And hi, Cindy C. Always good to see you. Hi, David Dan here from Dublin, Ireland. Hi, Dan. Love the channel. Thank you. I was diagnosed with ASD and comorbid, that's autism spectral disorder, and comorbid anxiety, age 7. And remember just being unusually anxious for a young child. I could barely talk to other people my age and was quiet, asocial, very common. I found playing sports was a great way for me to get rid of my negative emotions, but I put too much pressure on myself, which I feel caused me to reach for alcohol in my teenage years. I had very unstable interpersonal relationships, and just 2 weeks ago just told that I have EUPD, BPD. Oh no. Traits. Okay, I'll get to that. Traits as a result of my trauma in childhood. Do you think there is a link between autism and EUPD, BPD? Many things. So, borderline personality disorder, now called emotionally unstable personality disorder. When a therapist, just let you know, guys, when a therapist is telling you you have traits of this disorder, they're telling you have the disorder, but they don't want to diagnose you. Usually. I mean, I can't speak for every therapist, but I hear this a lot and I know this. Borderline is something that most therapists do not want to diagnose people with. They just don't. It's an awful, awful disorder. Just the diagnosis itself usually causes depression. And doctors, therapists don't usually want to be responsible for that. It can take a long time to be 100% sure, but they're hinting, they're going towards like, hey, you're still not just a couple. We all may have one or two. Go see another doctor, Dan. Okay. Go see another doctor that is very familiar with CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Because if this doctor is not familiar with that at all, this is very common. This is very common to go from autism to anxiety disorders to borderline now, later in life. When you may just have CPTSD, maybe autism and CPTSD, I don't know. Your question is do you think there's a link? I don't know. I don't know enough to even say I think there might be. I really don't. We all need more information about autism. It's not agreed upon. The common question with autism is which came first, autism or trauma? And a very common misdiagnosis is BPD when you have CPTSD. Same with an umbrella. Very common people have CPTSD or are diagnosed with slightly on the spectrum of autism because the doctor I've worked with hundreds of people that have been traumatized, and so many I see signs with autism. It looks like it could be autism, looks like a little borderline, stuff like this, but it's just CPTSD. But I can't tell you, Dan. What I would tell you, highly recommend, is go get another opinion, but make sure that they know what CPTSD is. Okay? You're okay. Diagnose doesn't change anything. It just increases awareness. But let's get the right one. Very, very important. Bobcat. Don't know where you're from? Let us know next time. Thank you for your great contribution. This makes my YouTube feed nutritious. Thank you. And you signed the petition. Thank you, Bobcat. I appreciate you and everybody else that supports everything I do. Thank you so much. Rory from Ohio. Hello, Rory. I hope you are enjoying your weekend, David. I did. Thank you. I hope you did too. Just finishing up getting my garden ready for next year's planting in Ohio. What does that mean? Rip everything out for the winter? It's going to die anyway. I feel like or maybe cover some with bags. Some things might make it. I feel like my late husband expected my forgiveness on everything. Unconditional. 100%. Do narcissists, not all. See, even you guys are getting trained. It's freaking ridiculous. Do narcissists, not all, see forgiveness as an entitlement? Totally. Right? Totally. I mean, I'm entitled to exploit you. I'm entitled to use you. I'm entitled to go through your shit. I'm entitled to talk and share with other people private things about you. Yeah, right? And if anything I do wrong to you, who cares? Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. And I'm never going to ask for forgiveness. You're just going to, it's always given, right? I mean, if I'm a narcissist, how do I act when I freak out and just totally lose my shit and abuse the hell out of you and go to bed? I wake up in the morning like everything's fine. Hey, it's a new day. Because I'm entitled. First, what I do is not wrong. Second, I can't look at myself. So third, I'll never apologize. And we're just going to move on. Because I'm a great human being. I'm entitled to anything I want. Don't make me feel bad. Of course. I definitely believe so. Healing family from California again. Hello. I've done sand play twice with my therapist. What are your thoughts on sand play? Thank you for all you do. I love building sandcastles. Yeah. Intricate ones. Big ones in the sand. So cool. I think you're asking about sand. You call it sand play. Something that has to do with therapy. So I know that hypnotherapists will often use sand to calm you, relax you, stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? Or is it you and your therapist has a little sandbox in their office that you guys play with? Thank you. Good to see you. Oh, another question. I love your thoughts and answers. Do all borderlines have to have a favorite person all the time? Or is there borderlines that don't like to have a favorite person? Can you explain this a bit? Thank you. That's a slang term, right? The favorite person that a borderline has. And do they have to have one all the time? I don't know, right? I'm so picked on about every single word I use. Yes, they want. Look, borderlines have a harder time being alone than the rest of us. Borderlines don't have a good relationship with themselves. They often get lonely, bored, scared, lost, confused. And they are very dependent, not self-reliant, very reliant on others, lean on others, very dependent on others, and exploit others. Not all. Oh my God, I almost lost it. Won't matter though, I'll still get it. Not all. And I mean, does that make sense? Whatever people's opinions are about the favorite person, oh no, it's just someone I love so much. Okay, sure. But, let's start examining all the things they do for you, right? Carry me through life, make me feel better. That's the favorite person. The person I'm dependent on and rely on the most, the person that makes me so excited about meeting them and being around them and, good sex, good attention, whatever it might be. But yes, they're dependent and reliant, so they need that. Do they have to? I don't know what have to means. And or is there borderlines that don't like to have a favorite person? Well, that wouldn't make sense. I don't know. Sure, yes, one. Not all. Yes, yes. Or is there borderline? I have to say that, or I'm going to get a ton of crap. Um, I hope I've explained it. It's not a positive thing. It's more enmeshment. A borderline does not know who they are. Not all. And not anyone watching. I'm not talking about any borderlines watching right now. Not you. The other ones. A borderline has such an empty self. Let's say they severely lack identity and personality, like a child, like a teenager. And they will be very excited and intrigued by who you are, your personality. They'll like it. And they'll take something from your personality and make it theirs. They'll mirror you and start saying yes. And like maybe the biggest thing you're excited about all the time, they will get extremely excited about that. Never gave a shit about it before. But just because you do, now they love it, right? And they find that identity in themselves. It's like they feel like they have an identity. They can identify with something along with someone else. And they want to enmesh with that person. That's why the fear of abandonment means I'm not losing you, I'm losing me. I'm losing one little single fragmented part of myself that I'm aware of now, and it will be gone again. That's fear of abandonment, not because you're so amazing. Do they need that? Yeah. They can't make themselves feel better. They can't validate themselves. They may not even be able to care for themselves, okay? They're dependent. They're reliant on other people to the point where it's total emotional exploitation. But they don't think so. And no one watching this one, just the other ones, okay? Make sense? Thank you. All right. I think this last one. And I don't read a lot of great positive comments to me because I just don't have time, but I'm very appreciative. This was very nice. Calm Before the Storm 76. Hi. David, thank you so much for answering my question. While I asked it, currently in hell, what can you do for those of us here? Tongue in cheek, you gave an outstanding, genuine answer. It made a real difference because for a moment, I felt truly heard by someone who I feel like has been through emotional trauma similar to my own. Honestly, man, I can't express how good that felt. Hope is a rare and fragile thing right now, but it's when you feel like you're in hell that it's most important to hang on to that bit of hope, no matter how small. This is why I do this. I know because I've been there. I know I'm a good and not that long ago, and I'll never forget. I'm not that far away from it, ever. Could be right back in it like that. I know I'm a good, decent human being. I know I make mistakes. I do my best to acknowledge them. Also, that compass becomes skewed when you put your faith in another human being, who then radically shifts from adoration to condemnation. But one thing I've been practicing since starting to listen to your podcast is blaming the behavior, not the person. I grew up believing a man is defined by his actions. And by that metric, mistakes can carry so much shame. Thank you for helping me to forgive myself as well as the person in my life, along with myself. is responsible for much of my stress. Hating someone who hurts you doesn't change the fact that they hurt you, or even whether they will hurt you again. It just adds more emotional burden to your mind, and it does no one any good. Thank you again for answering my questions, and the Churchill quote I was thinking of was, never, never, never give up. However, you inspire me to look up his never give in speech as well. Thank you for your humanity. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you for sharing this, because this is why I do this. I don't do it for money. I'm not monetized. I don't make a dime. I don't get donations. I get like $20, $40 a year in donations. Very appreciative. Thank you. But I get 1 or 2 donations, if that, a year for 20, 40 bucks. I do not. I do this to make me feel better, to know that the millions of people going through this shit have something, someone there for them, because most of us don't. Number one cause of taking our lives. Thank you very much for sharing that, whatever your name is. Thank you. And thank you, all of you, extremely much for being here and supporting this and asking questions. Okay? Please keep asking questions. Let me know what you think of my answers. Okay? And am I being clear when I talk about a group of people? Not all, not you. Let me know. Thanks. Love yourself first. Have a beautiful week. See you. Bye.